Welcome to this video on how to create bulk shorts for your digital marketing needs. In this video, we're going to create 90 shorts in less than 30 minutes. Let's get started. As you can see, I'm in Canva. If you don't have a Canva account, please stop the video now, go create a Canva account, and come back and start the video. The work that we're going to do today requires that you have the pro version or the paid version of Canva. The trial version of Canva will do what we're going to need to do today, but it only lasts for 30 days. So you can go ahead and try it out today if you have the trial version, and then if you like what you have and you need to use it more, you can start paying for the pro version of Canva. Okay, let's get started. From the home page of Canva, I typed in Instagram videos at the very top, and now I'm just searching through different Instagram videos to see if I can find one that I like. Now I'm going to want my short to be about 10 to 12 seconds, so I'm hoping to find one 10 to 12 seconds. As long as you find one longer than what you're needing, you can edit it down. Obviously, if it's shorter, you can't edit it down, so all you have to do is put your mouse on each one of these and you can see a little sample of what that video is going to do without actually having to open it. As you can see, I'm now scrolling through them. I'm putting my mouse on some of them, looking at what they do, and I'm going to click the star on some that I might want to use in the future so that I can go to my favorites and use them without having to go search for them in the future. But I'm still looking for ones that I'm going to use for my videos today. I'm going to need 9 different videos because I'm going to do it in batches of 10 so that every 10 set of videos have a different background, so not all 90 videos look exactly the same. Okay, so I think I've decided on the one with the clouds going by the top because I'm going to be doing facts and information about digital nomads and traveling. So I'm going to click on it and you can see I can read a little bit about it, I can see more on it, and it gives me even more suggestions down below. So I can look at some of these down below and I can even star them like I was doing before. But I think I'm going to scroll back to the top, and I think I'm going to use the one that is the clouds going by for my first of 9 that I'll need for all 90 of my shorts that I'm going to create today. Okay, so I'm going to scroll back to the top, and then I'm going to click on Customize this template, and that'll put us in the canvas. We're ready to start creating our short. So in our short, again, it's going to be based on this 11-second video that we have here. If I want to see it, I can go ahead and click on the little play button in the lower left here, and it will play all 11 seconds, which is kind of boring because it's just, you know, clouds going by. But that's what I wanted for this one. So I know I'm going to need 3 separate different sets of words or text on the screen to do what I want to do today. So I'm going to use what's here, but I'm going to get rid of the cursive writing at the top because that's really hard to read. So I'm just going to click on it and hit delete. Then I'm going to click on this one and right click it and say copy, or I'm going to do Control C and then Control V to copy it and paste it. Then I'll click on that second new set of words, I'll drag it down to the middle, and now I need to go up to the top up here with it highlighted, don't take it with me, and I'm going to go up here to the top and I'm going to click the down arrow next to the fonts, and it will pop a thing up on the left and I can start scrolling through fonts. Now fonts are always hard for me. It's hard for me to figure out what I want for fonts because I'm not good at visualizing those kind of things. So with that being said, I'm going to scroll for a couple of minutes. I'm stopping the video and I'll restart it once I find the font that I want. Now clicking the words so that they are highlighted, I can go to the top where the A is and then click the button. You see we have a set of colors, so I can start playing with colors for my words. So I did the first one. Now I'm clicking on the second set of words, the one at the top there that says travel, and I'm going to play with the words up there and see if I like different colors up there or if I want to keep it the same color or whatnot. I can also use the arrows at the top right here to go backwards as many times as I want as I make changes. So now that I've dealt with colors for now, I'm going to click on the second travel and I'm going to reduce the size because I know there's going to be a lot of words here as we go forward. So without dragging it away again, I'm going to click on the down arrow for the fonts and notice that it is getting smaller as I click down. I could just type in there and highlight the number and type what number I want, or I can just use the arrows to go up and down. I'm just guessing at the number that I need right now for my size of the font. Later on I might change it after we do a couple of bulk creates and see how the words fit on the screen. For now I'll stop there, and I can also use the bold key if I want. Now that this thing is highlighted, I can also do Control C and copy it, or whatever your computer is, and then do a Control V and make another copy of this particular word, because I'm going to need 2 of them. Now I know that I'm going to name it Part 1 and Part 2 when I start creating my list of items that are going to go here. So I'm going to go ahead and name it Part 1 and 2 now, just so I can keep track of them. I can also click on the top item and click on effects and change the way they look. Like I can do some shadowing or some outlining or some neon. I can play around with these and just click on them and see if I like any of them. And notice that that's pretty blurry, blight, and I just kind of change them. If I find one that I like, I can leave it there, or I can just get rid of them and say none at the top. So I guess for right now I'm going to use that one. Now another thing we need to work on is how we're going to put the words on the screen. Are they just going to fade in? Are they going to fly in? How are we going to do it? So I can click on where it says typewriter at the top, but first let's go ahead and hit play, and let's see how it's set right now, how the words are going to enter the screen when I hit play right now. So I'm going to click play, and you can see that they are all 3 the same. They're typewritering in 1 letter at a time. That's not what I really want. I think I want to keep travel as typewriter, but I'm going to click on Part 1 and click on typewriter at the top, right, and then I'm going to start clicking through some of these different types of entries and see which one I like best. So as I do it, you can see that Part 1 changes when I click on it, so I can see what it's going to look like. So I'm going to choose Shift for Part 1 and Part 2. So I'll click on Part 1, select Shift, and then Part 2 and select Shift and hit play, and you can see that they both shift down. Now right now they're doing it at the same time. We'll fix that in a little bit. I also want to make sure it does it on the entry and the exit, so I'm going to go ahead and click both. So I'm going to select Part 1, and then I'm going to click both on the other side. Then I'm going to select Part 2 and then select both, so that it does the shift on the enter and the exit of the words. I'm switching browsers now to a browser that already has ChatGPT already open. To get there, you go to chat.openai.com. Go to that one and that one only. If you don't have an account, stop the video, go ahead and register, and then restart the video. You want to use ChatGPT at this address only. There's a lot of them out there. You want to use this one just because it seems to work the best, and you do not need to pay for it. Just take the free version, which is 3.5 right now. You don't need to pay. As you can see, I already have a prompt pasted into the chat window. Now with ChatGPT, it's all about the prompt. The longer, the more descriptive the prompt is, the better the output you're going to get. I will paste this prompt into the description of the YouTube video so that you can see what I type without having, and you can also cut and paste it and use it as you will. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter or the green arrow and go ahead and let ChatGPT start the process of creating the output. I told it to make it in table format, and as you can see, I have a hook, a Part 1 and a Part 2 column, just like I asked for in my prompt. Now I only got 10, and that's okay because I want to do this in chunks of 10 so that I have 9 different backgrounds or videos. So I'm going to tell with this button up here in the upper right hand corner there, I'm going to go ahead and tell it to continue. And I'm going to do that 9 times until I have 9 of these outputs on in ChatGPT. But you can see it's doing it in chunks of 10, which again is just fine for me. Okay, I've created all 9 of the tables that I need by hitting continue 9 times till I got to the end. Now I'm going to scroll back to the top chart. I'm going to go back to the very first one, and I'm going to highlight it because I want to do Control C and put it into my buffer. I'm not going to use the little button that comes with ChatGPT to copy it. I want to do it by hand like this because it seems to work better that way. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight it, hit Control C, and then I'm going to go over to Google, and I'm going to open Google Sheets to be able to paste them all into one set of sheets. Now I have Sheets already open, so I'm going to go ahead and open it here, and I'm going to get in the very first window, and I'm going to hit Control V, and I'm going to paste it in. Now if I highlight all of them by clicking the box in the upper left hand corner and then clicking on one of the dividers, it will open them to the right size for all of the lettering to show. Now I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and I'm going to go to the second chart, and then I'm going to paste that in just the same way I did the first chart. Oops, went a little too far. Yeah, it goes away from you. All right, so here I am. I got it highlighted. Hit Control C or right click and say copy, and then hit Control V in Google Sheets, and now I have the second set. And again, I'm going to stop the video and restart it when I'm done with all 9 of them. Here I am pasting in the very last set of output from ChatGPT into my Google Sheet. So now I can open this a little wider so you can see them all. Now I can go to the very top and I can highlight the first set to have them in my buffer and ready. And I want to use the titles as well. I don't want to exclude the titles because the titles are what ChatGPT are going to mark on to be able to know where to put each quote or each item of the 3 onto the screen. Now that I have the first 10 with the headers in my buffer, let's go back to Canva. And now this is the part where we need to have the paid version or the trial version. Go to the left and click on Apps, and then scroll down until you see all these little buttons. You're looking for the one that says Bulk Creation. In this case, I'm going to click on Bulk Creation, and it's going to take me to the first screen of Bulk Creation. I can put these in via CSV file and upload them out of a spreadsheet, but I want to put them in manually because I'm going to do 9 different sets. So I'm going to click on Manual, then I'm going to click on Clear Table. You have to click on Clear Table. Then I'm going to go to the very top where the T is and highlight it by clicking on it. Then I'm going to right click and say Control V, or I'm going to right click and paste or do a Control V. I think with Canva you have to use the keyboard. You can't use the right click. Then once the data is in there, click Done. Now I need to connect the 3 data points or the 3 columns to each of the device or items in our video. So I'm going to click on Travel, I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to go to Connect Data. When I click on Connect Data, it's going to give me a list of the 3 items. This is the hook, so I'm going to click on Hook. Once I click on Hook, I'm going to go ahead and click on Part 1. I'm going to right click Part 1, and I'm going to go to Connect Data. Then I'm going to click on, when it does the pop-up window, I'm going to select Part 1. All we're doing is connecting these data points. So now I'm going to go to Part 2 and highlight it by clicking on it. I'm going to right click, and then when the menu pops up, I'm going to again go to Connect Data, and then when the little window pops up, I'm going to select Part 2. Notice that it changed the name to Hook Part 1 and Part 2. So now we got to set up the timing. I'm going to click on the hook one so that it's highlighted. Then I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to go down to Show Timing. Now notice that I can see my hook on the screen, and it goes from the very beginning to the very end. Well, I don't want it to be there at the very beginning, so I'm going to take like a half a second off. You just need to play with this and decide where you want it. And I want it to go all the way to the end, so I'm going to pick, a time, and we can play with it and kind of go back and forth. Now I'm going to click on Part 1, and notice it goes from beginning to end. I'm going to slide this to the right until I see hook go away completely. Watch as I slide it. You'll see hook come on the screen, and then once hook is on the screen fully, I want to go maybe a second and a half second later after hook is fully on the screen, and then that's when I want Part 1 to come on. Then I'm going to go to the end of Part 1 with my mouse, and I'm going to click and grab hold of the end of it and slide it forward till it's about halfway through the entire video. And again, I'm just kind of guessing at these numbers. I can play with them more after I watch it a couple times and see if I like it or not. Once I put Part 1 where I want it, I'm going to go back to the main video, and I'm going to click on Part 2 so it's highlighted. Notice it goes from beginning to end. I'm going to click and grab hold of the first part of it, and I'm going to slide it to the right until I see Part 1 go away. Once Part 1 goes away, I'm going to go like a second after that, and notice I'm going back and forth until Part 1 goes away, go like a second later, and then I want Part 2 to go to the very end of the video. So now I can put my cursor at the very beginning of the playhead, or the playhead at the beginning, click play, and I can watch how things come and go on the screen. There's Part 1, and then Part 1 will disappear, and then Part 2 will come on. That looks fantastic. So now I'm going to go over to the left-hand navigation menu and look for Bulk Create, and I'm going to click Continue, and now you can see there's my 10 items that we pasted in earlier. Then I'm going to click on Continue again, and it's going to open a brand new tab in the browser and give me 10 of these windows. So I'm going to hit play, and you can see when I hit play, it goes across the screen, and you can see it's putting in there. My computer's dragging a little bit, so it looks a little funny, but it will be smoother in the real video. Again, my computer sometimes gets a little bogged down on what it's doing. Let's see what the second one looks like here. So look, see how it's on top of each other, and the words are too big, so we need to go back and play with this. So remember, we generated a whole brand new Canva thing to get all 10 of these. So I'm going to go back to the Canva homepage by clicking on Canva in the upper left hand corner. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to click on the 3 dots on the one we just created that says bulk 1, and I'm going to delete it. Otherwise, I'm going to have a dozen of these by the time I'm done, and I won't know which one is which. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one or move it to trash, just so it goes away. Now that's the bulk one. Notice that I still have the regular one there that we're using to edit and create it. So I'm going to close that tab, go back, and I'm going to click on hook, and I'm going to decrease the size of the font, because obviously it was just way too big for what we were doing. Another trick to keeping things clean and neat in Canva is you got to make sure you name things correctly. So in the upper right hand corner, notice that I'm now typing over the template name that was there and putting in a name, because I forgot to do that earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and put a name in there, because when you bulk create, it's also going to create the new one with this name, and it keeps it very clean. And we're going to make 9 of these, so I'm going to put a 1 at the end, and each time I create another one, I'll put a new number on it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that I know which ones are which. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit start again over on the left hand side, and it's going to create those 10 again. Now remember, we decreased the size of the font for the top one, so that does look better. It's not quite as big, but I still want to do some tweaking to this thing and make it just a little bit better. So again, I'm going to go to the top, click on Canva, and then I'm going to delete this extra file that we created when we generated the 10 over again to look and see what it looks like. Make sure you click the dots on the one that says bulk and not the normal one, and that normal one will change names. Now that we've changed the name, next time we come in here we'll see it change. Canva's a little slow at doing that sometimes. But I'm going to delete the one that says bulk, I'm going to close this tab and go back to our screen where we're working and make some more changes. So for the hook, I'm going to reduce the size by clicking on the hook item, and then reduce the font size again, because again it was just way too big in the main screen when we were watching the videos. I'm also going to push it up near the top more, so that gives us more space in the bottom for our informational facts. But I hope you're getting the gist of this. You can generate your output, go look at it, see if you like it. If you like it, then you will go ahead and use it. If you don't, you'll delete that copy that you made. You'll come back, tweak it, and generate it again. So now that we've tweaked our video a few times, went back and forth, make sure you delete that file, otherwise you have a mess in your Canva. You don't want to have a mess in the Canva, but you want to delete it after every time you practice on it, and just so you don't have dozens of these things by the time you're done. Trust me, ask me now. If you look at my screen right now, you can see I have a few down below as well. Okay, so now I want to add some music to this. So if I go over to the left hand side, I'll find a thing called audio. If I don't find audio over on the left, just type audio in the search at the top and you'll find it. So I'm going to click on audio. Now when you get to audio, there'll be some here, and you can click on some of the categories at the top, or you can search at the top. I'm going to click on happy, and then if I click on this, we should hear some music here and hear what's going on. Now I'm going to go ahead and just keep clicking on these until I find one that I like. And then once I find one I like, that's the one I'll use. Now this will take me a little bit of time, so I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to search around. So again, I can type things in the top window up there where it says happy. I could type inspirational, I could type hip hop, rock and roll. I can type all kinds of things up there to come up with different kinds of music. But I'm going to stop the video, look for one I want, and then I'll restart the video once I find the one that I like. As you can see, I searched on the word beats at the top, and here's the one that I think I've decided on. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one. So all I have to do when I'm ready to use it is click on it, and you'll see that it goes down to the window down below. Now, also notice that it started where my mouse was, so I just click and grab on it and move it to the left, and then I can click play and listen to it with the screen on here. Now that's not what I heard when I was listening to it. because notice that it goes way longer than what my 12 seconds is. So what I can do is I can click on adjust by right-clicking on the music, and then I can slide this over. I want it to start about where the drums are there, so I'm going to slide it all the way over till I see the big section there of sound. Then I'm going to click play and see if I like it. Now I don't like it, so I'm going to right-click on the audio again, click adjust, and move it a little bit to the left so it starts right on the beat. Now I'm going to hit play again, and hopefully this will be where I want it to be. So the next thing I want to do is have my audio fade in and fade out. So if I click on the audio so it's highlighted, at the top you can see that it says audio effects. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the audio down below, click on audio effects, and then there's two mouse sliders, the in and the out. I know from experience that about 1.5 seconds is about perfect for most of these, just because I've done so many of them now. So I'm going to go ahead and set both of these to 1.5 minutes. So at the intro and the outro, I'm going to get 1.5 seconds of fade in and fade out. So then I can put my mouse at the very beginning of the video again, click play, and I'll hear the fade in and fade out. Now it's subtle, but it just makes a big difference when it just doesn't start out with bam, it fades in just a little bit, and then at the end it will fade out a little bit. So I think we're ready to generate our output again. So we need to go back to the left-hand navigational window, click on the bulk create, click on edit manually. Sometimes the stuff stays here, your information, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't, just hit clear table again, go back to your spreadsheet, copy your first 10 with the headers into your buffer, come back here, click on the T frame, and right click and say paste. Then click done, then we'll click continue, and then we'll see our 10 items, and then we'll click generate our 10 designs. It will open a brand new tab again, and it will open up our new design. So now we can hit play, and notice that the first one has audio underneath the video, but the rest of them don't have it. So we're gonna have to fix that in a minute, but let's go ahead and listen to the first one and see what it sounds like with the audio and the video. And again, obviously with the audio, it just sounds much better than having no audio like we did in the past. So I don't know why I can't get Canva to replicate the audio when it replicates the video, but if you click on the audio and then hit Control-C to put it in your buffer, and then I put my mouse head or my record head at the beginning of the next video and hit Control-V to paste, it'll paste it in. Notice that I just go to each one, put my record head at the very beginning of the video file, do Control-V or paste, and it will paste it in for me. And I have to do this 9 times because the first one was already there for me. I do a paste 9 more times, and then I'm ready to generate or create our output, and we will have 10 of our 90 videos. Now I know that took us 23 minutes so far in the video, but that's because I'm talking and showing you how to do things. And the first time you do it, it'll take you a little bit longer than 30 minutes to create 90 of them, but after you do it a couple times, you should be able to do 90 videos in 30 minutes. So now let's go ahead and generate our first 10 videos onto the hard drive of our computer so that we can start posting them in social media. So what I need to do is I need to go to the top right hand corner and click on share. When the share window pops down, I'm going to click on download down below. Then I need to make sure that I click on the button that says make it in individual or separate files. Make sure that's checked, and then click on download. So download pages as separate files, then click download, and then you gotta wait a little bit. Now my computer's a little bit slower because it's doing other things in the background, but I will stop the video and start it once this is done. Takes about a minute. So when it's done downloading, you see I got a notification. The notification says it's on the hard drive. I click on that notification, it takes me to my hard drive. Now see the zipper on there? That means it's compressed. That means I need to uncompress it. So I'm gonna right click and click on the extract all, and then say go ahead and go for it, and notice that it's extracting it, and it will make a brand new folder. And if I click on that folder, you'll see that there are 10 videos in there, 1 through 10. If we double click on one of those, we can watch the video. As soon as it pops up here on my screen, we'll see it play. And here it is playing. That is pretty freaking cool. And in a matter of 30 minutes, if you can make 90 of those and have 3 months of output to send to your social medias, that is incredible. Now that we have the first 10 done, let's do the next set of 10. Back in Canva, I need to make a copy of what we just did so that we have a copy, so we make a copy so we still have the original first set of 10 video, and we're going to go to the second set of 10. So I'm going to go to File and then make a copy, and that'll make a copy of the original, and then we'll still have the original first one, and we can create the second one. So now I'm going to go ahead and close the tab at the top so I don't get confused and know where I'm at and not know where I'm at. And now I'm ready to go ahead and start making the second set of 10. Alright, we're on the copy of the first set of 10 video, so now we're going to edit this video to make it into our second set. Now we're going to leave the wording where it is. We don't want to touch the wording or the music, but we want to change the background so our next set of 10 have a different look and feel as far as the background. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the background in the video, and when I click on that background in the video, it's going to highlight the background. I'm just going to hit the delete key. Notice that it goes away. So now I'm going to go over to the right hand navigation pane over on the far left, and I'm going to scroll down until I find the word video. If I don't see video on there, just go in the search window, type in video, and it will bring you to this section. Now I have videos in there, but now I want to look at a specific set of videos. I could type in inspirational, I could type in cityscape. In this case, I typed in digital nomad. So now I'm just going to scroll down through here, and if I put my mouse on each one and hover it, it'll show me what the video is going to do. But I'm going to scroll down and see what I like. Let's just go ahead and grab this one right here, and if I put my mouse on it, I can see it has this guy walking through the trees, walking up to a bench and laying down. So let's go ahead and click on that, and when I click on it, notice it puts it in the middle. So now I'm just going to go over to the right, and I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to drag it to the upper left hand corner. So I'm going to drag it here, then I'm going to grab hold of the button on the lower right hand corner and drag it till it gets to the edge. Then I will grab the middle button and drag it till it gets to the very bottom. So now I have a brand new video. So if I hit play on this, we should be able to see it, but I think I'm going to change the color of this first and make it into, let's say, white, just so it's better or easier to see. I'm going to click on effect and get rid of that effect and try a different effect, because I didn't think I could see it very well in that in the thatched roof on that umbrella. So now it looks better, I can see it better. Now let's go look at the video and see what we see. But first, I notice that the video is longer than the audio. So I'm going to click on the video and click and grab on the right hand side and drag. Notice that the audio gets shorter as I go past it. So I'm going to just push the video out until the audio is at full length. Then I'll put my record head at the very beginning and hit play. And now we see that it's in there, but it's hard to see part 1 because the background is so bright and I can't see part 2. So here's something cool you can do to fix that. So if you go over to the right hand side navigation pane and scroll to the top till you find the word element, and then click on elements. Now we're looking for the element that, in this case, that's a square. So once it pops up here, I can see it there, but it didn't pop up fully. Again, my computer's slow. Click on it and notice that it puts a square in the middle of the screen. Now I'm going to go ahead and click colors and change that from orange to black. Now I'm going to grab it and drag it to the upper left hand corner, and then I'm going to grab the hook on the bottom right hand side and drag it till it gets as far as it can go. Then I'm going to grab the middle one and drag to the bottom. Notice that it covers our whole video, but we can see our words really well. So now I'm going to click on the little checkerboard thing on the right hand side here, which is our transparency. I'm going to drag it all the way to the left till I get to 0, and that's what it looks like without any black over the top. But now I'm going to go ahead and do it till it looks good. So it's usually somewhere in the mid 30s. It looks good, and if I hit play, notice that I can see better what's there. So that's pretty cool. I can see the words better, and I can see part 2 better because I basically made the background not quite as bright. So now I'm going to go ahead and go find our bulk create. Then I'm going to hit enter data manually. Then I'm going to go over to clear the table. Make sure you clear that table. I'm going to stop the video and open up my Excel because I didn't have it open, or my Google Sheet. Now that Google Sheet is open, I'm going to take my second set of information, making sure that I get my headers up there, the hook in part 1 and part 2. copy them into my buffer with a Control C, go back to Canva, click where the T field is, and then right click and say paste, or do a Control V and then click done. Then when I click done, I'm going to hit continue on the left because we've already connected our hook, our part 1 and part 2 to the data. So now I'm going to generate 10 designs. It's going to open a brand new tab, and now we're going to have our brand new video. Easy as that. Now remember, again, we only have the audio underneath the first video. So I need to go ahead and copy that audio to all of the rest of, or the remaining 9. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the audio below my first video. Then I'm going to Control C. Then I need to get my record head to the beginning of the next video. And sometimes it's a little hard to get it there. All these little things happen. Notice that I put it in the wrong place. If that happens, just hit Control Z. It'll get rid of that. And then put your head at the beginning of it, Control V, and it pastes. Then I move on to the next one and Control V and it pastes. Alright, I fast forwarded the video to the last one, so now I just pasted the last one. So now we're ready to go ahead and create our next set of 10. So go to Share in the upper right hand corner, click on Download. Make sure that you click on that button that says Download in separate files, and then click the Download button. And again, it will take about a minute, sometimes about 2 minutes, to download all 10 of those videos individually to your hard drive. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video and I'll restart it in a minute. Now that the videos are done downloading, you can see there's a message up here. I'm going to click on the little folder if I'm in Windows, and then I see that it is a zipped file again. So I'm going to right click on it, and when I right click on it, I'm going to click on the Extract All from the menu, and then tell it to go ahead and start extracting. Now if you have a Macintosh, it's slightly different wording to extract the files, but I'm sure you can figure it out. Now they're in a folder, all ready to go. If I double click on the folder, there are the 10 new videos. And if I go ahead and click on one of them, you'll see that it'll pop up, and here it is. And if you do that 8 more times, you will have 90 videos. And that's how easy it is to create 90 short videos at one time. Now let's take a quick look, and you can see here in my folder I have 9 folders, and each one of those has 10 videos each in them. Now the videos are named the same in each folder, 1 to 10. So again, I don't want to mix them into one folder because then I'll only have 10 of them because they'll override each other. Now you could change the names very easily with a command prompt and change them very fast, but I didn't do that here just to do it. And as you can see, if I click on any one of them, it'll pop open and show it to you. Now all you have to do is take each one of these videos and place them into a social media short, like in Instagram Shorts or a YouTube Shorts or into TikTok, and you're ready to start posting them. And now you have 90 days worth of videos. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it serves you well. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. This is Paul Stryer. Have a good day.